What's up, guys? Welcome back to the From the Sideline podcast. I'm Francis.
And I'm Peter, and today we have an episode that we've been waiting to make for a really long time. Yesterday, the Seahawks punched their ticket to the Super Bowl. We haven't done a bunch of these this season, but we've been making some TikToks, and we're just going to kind of address the whole season right now. Starting off, let's talk about the actual game, and then we can sort of zoom out, look at the bigger picture of what led up to this, and then like what we think is going to happen in the big game. But, oh my God, Sam Darnold's evolution this year, it's just been a sight to see. 350 yards and 3 touchdowns.
No picks.
In the championship game, no picks. He played an absolute perfect game, and we needed him to do that to win. He went above and beyond. JSN proved he's the best receiver in the league this season with that performance. The guy can do anything. Just watching that game made me so happy. It's been so long since I felt like this. And obviously we were alive during 2013 and then when we went back in 2014, but it's just not the same when you're in high school.
Senior year.
We're more conscious, I would say. It's just crazy that we're actually in the Super Bowl. It's hard to wrap our head around, but I mean, what a game. First thing I want to say is Mike Macdonald. I'm going to start with like the one negative. Mike Macdonald's kryptonite is sort of Sean McVay. I've been saying this. Our defense is so good against any other team, but these past 2 games against the Rams, we've just getting fried. Like, maybe it's McVay, maybe it's Puka, maybe it's just they have so much talent on the offensive side of the ball, but Macdonald's been able to shut that down with so many other teams before. It's just weird that the Rams really had this on us, but I guess it doesn't matter when your quarterback has an absolutely insane game like that.
Yeah. I think defensively, my keys for the game, defensively pre-game, were, clearly the storyline for this game is obviously divisional rivals, but it's the number 1 scoring offense versus the number 1 scoring defense, so that's obviously an insane matchup to see, and the Rams got the best of our defense last night. But my points for the defensive side of the ball for the Seahawks pre-game was, I believe their receivers and receiving weapons are better than our secondary, but our front 7 is better than their O-line. And it just...
I think that actually proved to be pretty true.
Yeah, but our pass rush wasn't really as effective as I hoped it would be.
Yeah.
And I was kind of hoping it would be the reverse. That our secondary kind of got beat up pretty bad last night, but our pass rush didn't really get to Stafford as well as I'd had hoped. But, I mean, Stafford would just played lights out. He was getting the ball out quick and developing through his reads really quickly, and he just played a great game, and Puka and Devontae did their thing. But when it mattered the most, the defense stepped up. Yeah. And, I mean, honestly, anything under 30 points against the Rams offense is a W in my book, especially when the offense is going off as well as we did last night. And, I mean, Devin Witherspoon I think that was the biggest play of the game in the end zone on that 4th down to break up that pass. And Nicky Manwari was absolutely lights out in coverage, in open field. I think he's the MVP of our defense that game. And, honestly, this season you could argue he was the most focal part of our defense.
Yeah. I thought our running rush defense played pretty well, except McVay did a really good job like calling outside zones and like delayed handoffs to kind of get away from the front 7 and get those 2 backs in the open space. Like Blake Corum had a pretty good game. So they kind of neutralized the one part of our defense that was playing pretty well. We were kind of bullying them up front with Leonard Williams and Byron Murphy, but the play calling didn't really allow them to like wreak havoc in the way that we have against other teams like we did against the 49ers last week. We just shut down the run completely. But yeah, like Francis said, we made the plays that we needed to when we needed them the most, besides Tariq Woolen, I guess. But, I mean, whatever. Who cares? Just don't let it happen again, buddy.
Yeah, taunting is I really just don't like taunting calls in the NFL. I feel like, I mean, I guess it gets to a point, and I mean, knowing the rules, Tariq Woolen obviously shouldn't have done that, but I just don't think it's a very good rule in the first place unless it's like
yards.
A clear like truly unsportsmanlike conduct. But I mean, just talking a little back and forth is just part of being a competitor, I feel like, especially in a professional sport. But I guess there's a like certain level of class you have to have, especially if it's already an enforced rule. You can't be doing that. But offensively, like Pierre already said, like Sam Darnold was just lights out, genuinely perfect game. I think I saw a stat, it was like the 4th best passer rating in the conference championship of all time.
Yeah.
And the dude played lights out, like, genuinely had no errors. There's, like, one iffy pass, but I'm not going to dwell on that. It was, like, do you know what I'm talking about? It was, kind of like a lob, and it was,
over
like,
the middle of the field.
yeah, and he was basically in, like, double, triple coverage, and it was underthrown and it lobbed. But, I mean,
if you're going to miss, then it's better to underthrow it than
Yeah.
shoot it over his head and then have an interception. One thing I would say is Clint Kubiak called an absolutely insane game, and I think he's solidified himself for getting a head coaching job. Probably with the Bills or the Raiders, it seems. It's going to be one of those two. I mean, the play calling was just absolutely insane. Getting JSN involved early. We've seen, like, in the last Rams game, and then against the 49ers even this year, it's been kind of hard to get him involved when defenses are heavily focusing him. But getting him in the backfield early, just getting him in a bunch of different spots outside in the slot, the Rams defense really didn't know what to do. And then, the run plays were good. I know Kenneth Walker it stalled a little later on, but getting him in open space with the screens and everything, it was just really, he let our playmakers play, and that's what ended up, he had trust in Sam, and he got the ball to our guys in open space, and that's really what led to our offense succeeding. And we didn't really have any trouble against this defense at all. I think all of, like, the stops were just kind of our fault. Like, Sam maybe held it a little bit too long, or like that one drive where the snap, like, he looked away from the snap and then he dropped it, like, just kind of silly things like that. But the offense looked really good, and I didn't really see this coming, to be honest.
I was saying to Peter, like, the reason we really truly won this game, like, Sam Darnold obviously did his job and went above and beyond. I mean, your true goal as a team in the playoffs is just to not turn the ball over, especially as the quarterback, and especially with this Seahawks roster and the way it's built. And obviously Sam Darnold did that and more, but also the amount of control he had over the game throughout the game and the time of possession battle was pretty split even. And, I mean, that hasn't really been the case versus the Rams in recent history or in big games with this Seahawks offense. Sometimes there's, like, a couple bad drives that's guaranteed to happen, but last night we only had 1 3-and-out, and we were just extending drives. Even if we didn't score, there were touchdown drives. We extended them long enough, and especially at the end of the game, we were chewing enough clock, getting enough first downs, and making clutch plays on third down. And like Peter said, the sequencing with Clint Kubiak was phenomenal. Just absolutely ton of ballsy calls that just worked in our favor, and everything just went well for us last night. I was at the game, and there was only a few minutes where I was a little nervous, but realistically I felt pretty in control. Like, the Seahawks were in control of the game for pretty much the entire time. It was just at the end of the game, like that Devin Witherspoon breakup, that drive, if they scored there, they could have put some pressure on our offense, but we ended up stopping them and had a clutch drive to finish it out. And it was just a phenomenally played game, and this team is honestly, I mean, there could be debates about whether this team is a better, more well-rounded roster than that 2013 Super Bowl winning team.
100%.
I would still say the Legion of Boom is better than the Dark Side, but I don't know. As a whole team and like a true unit, I don't know. Especially special teams too.
I feel more confident in this team overall than I did when the Legion of Boom team was playing, just because, like, this offense has just way more, like, elite level playmakers than we did back then. Like, I know we had Marshawn, and he was great, and then Doug Baldwin and Jermaine Kearse, but having a guy like an actual ex-receiver like JSN, top 5, top 3 in the NFL, is just so big. It just frees everyone else up.
Yeah. And that, like, opens up for Cooper Kupp and Rashid and then the tight ends. And, like, genuinely every facet of the game, special teams as well. Being dominant special teams has truly opened my eyes this season, this Seahawks roster, because it changes the game so much and makes it so much easier for the other sides of the ball. I have a question, Peter. Do you think it's more about this team being genuinely so dominant and such a cohesive team, or is it more of the competition that we're playing is probably less intense than what we had to go through in that 2013 season?
Well, I think the level of competition we're playing right now is, like, you could easily argue that it's harder, especially with the Rams. They have the MVP quarterback. They have a top 3 receiver. You could maybe say that Drake May is MVP, but Puka is without a doubt top 3. If you don't think that, you're just an idiot. And then their defense is obviously not great, but that offense is so high-powered. I think that we have proved this whole season that we are. I mean, honest. I was talking with this to my dad earlier today, that we could easily be 17-0, and I know it's like if, but that's such a like.
Yeah.
If you look at the losses, they're close games. One of them is week 1, which doesn't really count. Bucks. Sam turned it over on the final drive. Defense gave up 38. And that's not the same Bucks team. And then Jason Myers could have just made the field goal at the end of the game. We know it's a long one, but those 3 things could have all happened.
And if Sam Darnold didn't throw 4 picks.
Yeah. And this team, like when we saw Russell Wilson throw 4 picks in the NFC Championship game in 2014. But that was obviously like a way more fluky win, I would say.
Yeah.
Like there's just no arguing that. But when Sam threw 4 picks against the Rams in the first meeting, I mean, we could have easily won the game even like before the field goal. So I just feel like the team rallies around, and then also like they rally around Sam way more than they rallied around Russ.
Yeah.
And obviously hindsight is 2020, with all the players like talking a little bit weird about Russ and how he wasn't like the guy that everybody thought he was. But yeah, this team just. I don't even really know how to describe it, but I do think they're a better unit, and they're definitely more dominant than the Leach and Boom team, even though just the balancing really helps with like being sure that you're going to win a game, because if the defense has an off day, then it'd be pretty tough. But this team, either side of the ball can make a bunch of plays, and even if one's not doing great, then the other can pick up slack, and that's kind of what we saw yesterday.
Yeah, I'd agree, but I just think, well, obviously quarterback's the most valuable position in football, and Stafford's playing at MVP level right now, probably the best season of his career, but I just don't think he's not the same caliber as a prime Rodgers or prime Brady or even like a prime Mahomes or anyone that's playing in the 2010s when the Seahawks were good. And I just think that's kind of the difference between this season, which is why it's kind of felt more lackluster. As a Seahawks fan, it has, because we've just been so dominant, I feel like. But the QB play, like the elite quarterbacks that are supposed to be those top-tier, cream-of-the-crop caliber quarterbacks, just have either gotten injured or just haven't really played to their level or have a really bad roster built around them. So I feel like that's kind of drained some of the hype from this season.
I feel like that's also just a little bit of like nostalgia bias, like saying that Matthew Stafford is definitely worse than like the Aaron Rodgers and the other.
I think he definitely is worse than Prime Rodgers. I think Prime Rodgers is like almost better than Prime Brady.
But Prime Rodgers, like, I'm gonna make kind of a hot take here. Rodgers is not like not that clutch of a quarterback, and Matthew Stafford definitely is. Like, and Stafford's a finisher.
Is he though? Because look, yesterday he wasn't very clutch, and he was making a lot of bad throws yesterday.
Like what?
You remember the one to Puka where he just like threw in the ground? I mean, yeah, but like he played a good game, but
it's
like
not his fault that Parkinson dropped that one on third down.
Yeah, but as a quarterback, you got to take responsibility for that, and he wasn't able to finish those drives.
One thing I would say, I saw a video talking about this, and then I like went back and like reviewed like a bunch of past games, and I forget who said it. It was someone on TikTok or something, Instagram. That Aaron Rodgers like shuts when he makes a mistake at the end of the game. He like shuts off. And his mindset completely changes. And then it's like the reverse of having a goldfish memory. It stays in his mind. And then he keeps thinking about it, and then it ends up like not working. That's why we've seen him lose so many NFC Championship games, and we've seen him, the Super Bowl win was, 16 years ago?
Yeah.
And seeing like you could say they both have one Super Bowl win. Like I'm just comparing Stafford and Rodgers right now. You could say they both have one Super Bowl win, but Stafford is like 3 years ago, and then Rodgers is 14. And then as soon as Stafford gets a good supporting cast, he's always good every single year. Some years he's better than others. And then he just elevates the players around him, and he's way better at kind of adapting to like the circumstances, I would say.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not even like discrediting Stafford. I'm more talking about like the other quarterbacks in the league that we've had to go through, like Brock Purdy. I don't.
Yeah.
Like I think he's very overrated.
I mean, but you could compare him like to Kaepernick, like not like player to player comparison, just like level of.
Yeah, but that other Niners team is also better than this year's.
Yeah.
And also Kaepernick's still
they
better
were better
than
than this year's, but we beat them by 6 in 2013.
That's true.
And then we beat them by 35.
Also,
can we talk about the 35-point beatdown?
Yeah,
41-6.
Ridiculous.
The Niners fans should never be able to say anything to Seahawks fans ever again. There's no amount of excuses that could possibly justify losing by that much after winning the previous week. And also, you say injuries, but your team is injured every single year.
Yeah.
And George Kittle gets hurt 5 times a year. Like, I feel bad for the guy, but it's not like it's so unlucky. Like, maybe don't have this many injury-prone players.
He's got to hang up the cleats at some point.
The Niners are always the most injured team in the league.
How old is Kittle? He's got to be like early 30s now.
Yeah, but it's just not. I feel bad for the guy.
I feel like it's coming to a close soon.
Maybe it's the electromagnetic field around their practice facility or something, but maybe it's the training staff, but that's not an excuse. And that was like earlier I talked about the like one side of the ball picking up the other side slack. That was just both sides doing the absolute best.
All three sides. Rashid Shaheed
destroying a superior or an inferior team. It was just beautiful to see.
We scored more points in the kickoff than they did the entire game.
Yeah.
Just crazy. I was about to say something that would like totally contradict that. I was about to say I feel like in division rivalry games like the 2013 NFC Championship, like it's always a close battle because you're division rivals, but then I forgot about that game, and that was just an absolute beatdown. So I guess that's not really true at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was embarrassing for them.
But like I was talking about how McVay like kind of has McDonald's number a little bit, but Mike McDonald has legal possession of Kyle Shanahan. He can't figure out how to score on him. 9 points combined in 2 weeks.
No
when you saw him
2 weeks earlier.
2 weeks earlier, you should know how to adjust to that. It's just insane.
And that's ridiculous. I mean, I just don't think the 49ers have a bright future, especially in the NFC West. Such a tough division. I feel like
and Purdy's contract kicking in.
Oh, that is not good. I would hate to be a Niners fan right now.
Yeah.
I just want to add this in. I saw this really funny graphic on Instagram, and it was like, it's funny how Geno Smith leaves the Seahawks and immediately takes his new team to become the number 1 overall pick, and then his team that he left makes it to the Super Bowl this year. Like I don't know if it's completely on Geno because he was actually a good quarterback on the Seahawks, but that's pretty sad.
You gotta feel bad for that.
That's pretty sad. And I mean, he was pretty freaking bad this year. So
yeah,
and there's no he has a starting job in the rest of his career.
Now, you go back to being a backup, man. You did good.
We're just hanging him up at this point.
Honestly. But now let's move on to the Super Bowl, the big game. But honestly, Francis and I were talking about this, and I was talking about this with some of my other friends. It's just not like everyone's kind of writing the Patriots off.
Yeah.
And normally I'd be like, oh no, don't do that. And I'm still like that a little bit, but realistically, we should beat them by at least 20.
Yeah, it's not gonna. Like you put up. How do you put 13 points on the Broncos?
10 points when their one touchdown was when they got the ball at Broncos 10-yard line. Drake May has 86 passing yards. He fumbles 2 times in the game against the Chargers. He fumbles 3 times in the game against the Texans. I think he had 5 fumbles, but he recovered 2 of them. Like, oh my God, this defense is going to wreak.
Yeah.
I don't see their offense doing anything. And I hope this doesn't come back to bite me, but I genuinely feel like it won't. I'm trying to think of scenarios I could see. I can maybe see them going over the top to Booty, like because that just
twice.
somehow ends up working for them. But anything else, I just think they're clearly mismatched.
Yeah.
And then their defense has been playing good, but like honestly, the teams they've been playing have just been like pretty bad.
Yeah, I don't really like the whole like strength of schedule arguments, because at the end of the day, I mean,
I'm talking about like
I know, but like still that like I don't like how people are discrediting the Patriots. Like they're in the Super Bowl, you can't discredit that. They're going against NFL rosters, like that's why I still think
lost to the Raiders.
I still think that Drake May should win the MVP, but Peter doesn't. But because I think he's more valuable. But I just. That's crazy that's this high like level of a game. Literally the Super Bowl, the thing that everybody chases, and our team is in it, and I genuinely have no worry whatsoever. It's kind of, I don't know if I should be a little like concerned about how little I'm worried about this game.
I feel like maybe I'm gonna get worried like the closer we get to the game, but right now we're just kind of in the honeymoon stage after the.
I mean, we just played the second best team in the NFL, and
that was the real Super Bowl.
And the Patriots, I mean, they're probably not even, I mean, I don't want to say that. I was going to say they're probably not even like a top 5 team, but realistically, they're not the same caliber as us, and they're not even on the same level. They shouldn't really be that close of a game. We were talking, the thing that me and Peter were talking about the most that was intriguing me is who's going to win the Super Bowl MVP, because I don't know if they're going to give it to Sam Darnold. The media just kind of writes him off. Like, I saw this graphic. It was top 10 players in the NFC Championship, and Sam Darnold wasn't on. I'm like, all right, come on. It's a little too much.
Also, hey, Tom Brady, if you're listening to this, why do you hate Sam?
Yeah.
He never says anything positive about him at all. And he's like, oh, my God, can you please give the guy credit? And he didn't even give him his player of the game. Like, he gave his LFG player of the game to JSN. Like, sure, he had an amazing game. But how do you not give it to Sam Darnold? He had 350 yards and 3 touchdowns. I guess Tom just doesn't appreciate what a guy like Sam can do. A selfless guy, just doing his job, managing the game in a way that's honestly, quite frankly, it's better than Tom Brady. He's better than Tom Brady will ever be. And he's gonna win the Super Bowl. And he's gonna shove it in his face.
And he's gonna win 7 in a row, or 8 in a row, and then beat out Tom Brady's record.
Yeah.
But I mean, bro, I mean, Sam Darnold is technically like a game manager or a system quarterback, you could say, but he's that to the highest degree.
He's a gamer.
And he does that and so much more. And I mean, the dude can absolutely sling. I was saying to Peter, like, it's just when the ball comes out of his hand, it's so pretty, and it's
crisp.
It releases so nicely in tight spiral, right in the basket.
A little wobbly yesterday, but
yeah, but I mean,
who cares? Like that throw over the middle of the field to JSN, it was just beautiful, and then hung on to it after getting rocked.
That play really got me going.
And Kubiak calls the red zone HB scissors, the Madden play, hits JSN back corner of the end zone, tutty.
Beautiful.
Oh, but when we win the Super Bowl in 2 weeks, you have to build the statue of Sam Darnold right away.
Yeah.
I mean he's never gonna have to buy a beer in Seattle ever again.
I was thinking about this last night, but Sam Darnold, that's crazy. Like he's already
by a Bodie's offense.
He's already he's genuinely already a Seahawks legend. Here, first year as the starting quarterback, and he has so much time ahead of him too. So much football left to play.
He's just
and hopefully it's on the
guy.
Seahawks. The first year you make the Super Bowl, and the Seahawks. I mean, we're a great franchise, especially in recent history. But I mean, we've only had 4 Super Bowl appearances.
That's not easy to just do.
And he's one of them, and he did it in his first year. When we were a team that wasn't expected to do anything in the playoffs, maybe make a wild card seed, and we're the 1 seed with Sam Darnold, 14 wins. The best, by the way, in his first year, the best regular season performance season
also
in our history.
This is definitely really off topic, but shout out to Sam Darnold in the offseason playing with the BDS boys, Joey Coldcuts, Robbie Berger. I think that's genuinely what got him here. Obviously I'm joking. Shout out Bob Does Sports. But, I mean, that kind of shows what type of guy he is. Just a laid-back, chill guy.
Like him, Josh Allen.
He's got a really dry sense of humor.
Yeah.
If you watch one of those videos, you really get a sense of who he is as a person. And he's just a guy it's hard not to root for. Seeing Ernest Jones defend him after he threw 4 picks against the Rams the first time, and now we're here. The boys just rallied around him. They love him.
Yeah.
Everyone bought in, and it's finally come to fruition.
I will say though, he's not the best golfer, but
Yeah.
I respect it. I mean, he's getting out there at least with Robbie and them.
I mean, you can't get better if you don't play.
That's what I'm saying. Because I was genuinely thinking about this, and
Well,
he
it's not
doesn't
like-
have much time
yeah.
to practice during the season. I mean, I respect it. He's took us to the freaking Super Bowl.
But Josh Allen has bombed, so.
Yeah. But anyway, who would have thought Sam Darnold? I mean, do you remember when we signed him?
Yeah.
I knew it was a good deal, and on
Yeah.
paper, it's obviously
On
a
paper,
better decision.
we trade Geno for a second-round pick, and then we signed Sam Darnold for less money
For
than we
cheaper.
would have given Geno, who's like 7 years younger than him.
Yeah.
So it makes sense, but who could have expected Sam to be this good this year? And he started, he kind of had like a mid to late season kind of down.
It was basically just the Niners game
yeah.
the first week where he didn't
Well,
really.
it kind of started not great, and then it went, and then he was riding high like the first 6 weeks of the season.
Yeah.
Even in the Bucks game when he turned over, he still played great. And then he kind of went through a little bit of a lull, but now he's back in stride. And then I think people, like when he was in that lull, people forget about how good he's been this season just as a whole. And then now zooming out, looking back at it, it's a beautiful sight to see, and hopefully he capped it off in the Super Bowl with an MVP.
He deserves the Super Bowl MVP. Yeah. I mean, the guy didn't get. I mean, he got a Pro Bowl nod, I guess, but what does that really mean nowadays? But he got no sort of All-Pro nods.
Sanders getting named to the Pro Bowl. What a joke.
But I mean, if he cements himself with a Super Bowl win and a Super Bowl MVP finish and performance, Sam Darnold has genuinely put his name in the rafters right now. Yeah. I want to see that 14. I don't want to see 14 on another player ever again.
Ever. And I want to see that statue right in front of Lumen Field.
Do we even have a statue? No. There's no player stat. Like, Sam Darnold should be the first, realistically. Yeah. Winning a Super Bowl in your first season. And he's going to be such a franchise guy, cornerstone for...
I could see him, obviously I'm getting way too ahead of myself here, but I could see him moving to GM after it's all said and done.
It's a little much, but it's kind of a good segue to, the future.
Oh, my God. Let's talk about John Schneider for the last thing.
Yeah.
What an absolute genius. I mean, we just talked about, the Sam Darnold move philosophy, but, oh, my God, what a job he did. Yeah. Bring in Cooper Kupp, Tyler Lockett, DK, you're gone. Eamon worry. We're going to use that pick on you. Mid-season. Oh, my God. And even though they haven't had a great connection in the air, he's the definition of a playmaker.
Yeah. And special teams, you genuinely the best punt returner, kick returner in the NFL. And you couldn't ask for a better
roster. We get the ball
roster.
at the 35-yard line every time, or we get a touchdown.
Yeah. Every single time. The only thing you can maybe ask for is a better line, but I mean that's just going to be a Seahawks thing.
And he drafted Gray Zabel. No one got a lot better. So.
And people like to hate on Anthony Bradford, but the kid can
play. A lot better.
The kid can play.
They just don't. They shouldn't use him on pull blocks.
Yeah.
And they kind of stopped doing that.
Yeah, he's not very good moving around mobility wise, but that's what we have Zabel for.
He's a pretty freaking good run blocker.
Yeah. No, he's a solid blocker.
Yeah, pass pocket's a little iffy.
He just has a little lowlights. Yeah. Some lowlights, but it's okay.
Yeah. Anthony Bradford, we love you, man.
But John Schneider, masterclass the past, 4 seasons, I want to say?
He can sweat his pits all he wants if he's going to manage the team like this.
Genuine perfect draft class. I remember...
how does he manage to have the best draft class in the NFL every single year?
I mean, it started off with the Charles Cross K9 year, and I was kind of I think I was kind of a surface level Ballner at this point, more than I am now. But I was kind of the Charles Cross one was obviously good at the time, but it's just not really a flashy pick. Obviously a top 10 pick. And then the K9 we already had Chris Carson, Rashad Penny, and I was I knew K9 was a beast in college, but I mean that has turned out to be an amazing pick.
John Schneider knows exactly when to move on.
Yeah.
And every single thing he's done, every single person he's moved on from and then brought in has worked out perfectly recently.
I still can't believe JSN fell to 20 yet. I remember even at the time that was a crazy steal.
Oh, and then he had the Reek Woolen draft.
Oh yeah, that was the K9 one, right?
Yeah, it was Reek and K9.
And
Charles Cross was the year before.
Devin Witherspoon, JSN in 1 round. Oh my God.
What a class.
And last year, Byron Murphy turns out to be an amazing pick.
Top 5 D tackle. He looks like, I've been saying this, he looks like, well, I think I saw it somewhere first. I don't want to take credit, but he genuinely looks like the Pokemon Graveler. He's an absolute beast at block shedding.
Like,
And
who else gets
just-
on one knee when they're run defending and
and
is
can
able
still
to
break it up?
be an absolute brick wall on one knee? That's
Yeah.
genuinely ridiculous athleticism.
And then Zabel and Eamon Worry this year.
I
Torrey
think
Horton was great.
I think
before he got
Eamon
injured.
Warriors might genuinely be the best pick he's had, especially because he moved up to get him in the second
Yeah.
round, and he's just been, oh my god.
And
I
John-
already talked.
One
about
thing
it.
I love
Wow.
about John Schneider is that when he sees like an athletic freak or someone perform at the combine, he goes up and gets them. He doesn't care about he knows potential when he sees it. Like I'm thinking about DK when he's falling to
Yeah.
the end of the second round.
And Nick Eamon
John
Worry.
Schneider snags him, and then Eamon Worry, who fell out of the first round, Schneider goes up and gets him.
Even like
and
a
then
Milrow kind of
drafting
pick.
those high ceiling players is just
Yeah.
so.
Like Milrow in the third
Yeah.
of the season is a great pick.
And
Like,
then
that's-
he's had so much time to develop. He's gone to the Super Bowl. Like obviously, Sam Darnold's looked great, but I mean, you never know.
yeah, you genuinely never know. Third round is the type of round where you get
That's
you
where we
can
got
get-
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, you can go and snag high potential players, and Jalen Milrow. It's a very narrow path to his success, but if he gets there, I mean, genuinely
Yeah.
a better Lamar.
One last thing I would say. Is that Torrey Horton, great pick, but like talking about specifically about that with Shaheed, he's done great this year, but I don't think we need to re-sign him. He's been an X factor, but getting I feel like you would have to pay him a lot of money that you're not really gonna get for obviously I wouldn't be mad if we re-signed him, but we saw how well Torrey Horton did this year, and it'd be really nice to see him continue to get involved. Cooper Kupp, if he wins the Super Bowl, I think he's done. Yeah, but I want to see Torrey get more involved because he's a really good playmaker, speedster, route runner, and then Shaheed, he's more of a gadget guy, and that's at least what we've used him as, a gadget guy, and then as of last game, a deep threat. But Torrey's a guy that can run routes over the middle of the field, probably has better hands, definitely ball tracking. So it'd be nice to see a guy like that develop. But I'm just nitpicking. We're going to the Super Bowl, so it doesn't really matter.
I also think, to cap it off, I think, and I was saying this during the draft, also pre-draft as well, I really like this guy. And during the season, I was saying this is going to be one of our offensive X factors, but I think somebody that's really going under the radar is Elijah Arroyo. And I remember during the Senior Bowl, he did his thing. He was a big standout, and that's kind of honestly, that's been in recent history a big tell of who's going to have success in the NFL. And then we got him in the third round or second round. Wait, second round or third round?
Who?
Elijah Arroyo.
I think it was second round.
Second round, and
Late second.
I mean, knowing Kubiak was coming in, and he does a lot of tight end stuff. I mean, I knew we had Barner, but he honestly wasn't even that good last year. But I thought Elijah Arroyo was going to be our X factor on the offensive side of the ball, but then he got hurt mid-season, and he's going to be a big contributor in our offense in the future, and I think that's something to really look out for. I think we could talk about the Seahawks' future in the next episode or after the Super Bowl or whatever during the offseason, but I don't really know what the near future is going to look like, especially with the running back room, the wide receiver room, defense side of the ball. A lot of guys are going to go out the door, and a lot of new guys are going to come in.
But who cares? We got one job right now.
Yeah.
Let's go out there and win it. Bring the trophy home.
Dude,
Oh,
bringing that Lombardi to Seattle
it's going to
would
be
feed
so
families.
sweet, and it needs to happen.
I mean, this is generally a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Fans never see it. Sometimes people die, and they don't even see their team win a Super Bowl
They don't even
once.
see their team go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Some franchises haven't even gone.
I'm
before.
sorry, Drake May, but we're going to freaking...
I mean, you're still
kill
young.
you.
You got time.
You're still a young kid, but you're not ready for what's about to happen.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you follow and watch out for new episodes and follow the TikTok. Been posting on there from the Sideline Pod. So, yeah, thank you.